This just in, CNN has given the Trump and Harris campaigns a deadline to officially accept or reject an invitation to debate one another on CNN later this month. I want to get straight to CNN's Brian Stelter. Brian, what are we learning?
That's right. In practice, this is a deadline for Donald Trump because, as you'll recall, Dana, about 2 weeks ago, the Kamala Harris campaign immediately accepted CNN's offer for an October 23rd debate. Trump has been avoiding that offer. So now, in a new statement, CNN is saying to both campaigns that there's a deadline coming up this Thursday at noon. After all, in order to hold a presidential debate, you have to organize it for days and weeks ahead of time. So CNN is saying if the campaigns want this to happen, they have to give a formal response by this Thursday at noon Eastern time. The Harris campaign has been trying to goad Trump into agreeing. Trump has claimed it's too late to have another debate. But in fact, that October 23rd date is right in line for when past presidential debates have taken place in past cycles. So now there's a 48-hour clock. We will see if the Trump campaign agrees or not. It'll be a shame if there's no more debates between these two candidates, because I, for one, have a lot more questions, and I think a lot of viewers do as well. Dana?
No 60 Minutes. So far, no debates. Maybe he'll change his mind.
All right, guys. So we got to talk about some news that has come out regarding a potential debate between Kamala Harris and former President Trump going into the election. We are at the home stretch, about 3 or 4 weeks now until the election, and the Kamala campaign is desperate, right? This is why they are begging Trump for another debate. However, President Trump, at least up until now, has said, I'm not sure if I really want to do another debate.
But I know you, and I just believe when you see the end, are you going to let that be the last word of presidential debates of this season, end of your career, or are you going to want one more?
So I'd rather debate. I'd rather have another one. The problem is we're so far down the line. And also, I had a 3-on-1 debate the last time. So I debated and I must say, CNN was very fair. And then I had the other debate, and ABC was totally crooked.
So why not have another?
Because they agreed that they weren't going to do. No, but here's the thing. And I like debating. And I thought I did a great job. I thought that was one of my best debates. But it gets spun and spun. It's so crooked. I thought it was one of my best debates. And they said I'm the GOAT of debates. I think I've done really well in debates, okay? Rosie O'Donnell, ask her. Ask a lot of other people, too, that are lying in the dust. But what happened is ABC totally violated their agreement. And this guy was debating me.
But why let that be the last word then?
Because number one, we're winning. Number two, it's very late in the process. You know, the people are voting already. I would like to do another debate. I'd like to do more than one debate. The problem is it's late. They turned down the Fox debate. And don't forget, I had 2 debates. I had to beat Biden.
That one was early.
And then I had to beat her. And the one with her was very late, too. And then we had a fake news organization, terrible, ABC. The worst of all is ABC. I've always said it. That's why they wanted ABC, because they had to deal with ABC. But I said, I don't care if they do, because it doesn't matter. Hey, look, I took on 3 people, and a lot of people say, I think I won the debate.
I think the expectations for Harris were so low because everybody sees her in interviews. But I just want to say that.
But she wasn't great.
She's one for one.
She was terrible.
You've had 7 of these debates. And I feel like you're Shohei Ohtani. I feel like you can pitch, you can bat. And people just want to hear, I think that last 5% that is decisive but elusive right now. Maybe wants to see the 2 of you together.
Well,
look, some people say she brought her best game. I think she brought her only game.
Part of the problem is this. CNN wants to do the debate, and CNN was very fair, and they got killed because they were fair. And Biden was out of the race because of that. You know, if we didn't have that debate, he'd be running now instead of her. And honestly, I think he's actually better than her, which is a pretty bad thing to say, but he's better than her. But CNN will go out of their way. They'll do what ABC did, where they'll have, 3-on-1 or 5-on-1 or whatever it is. So I don't think you can get a fair shake. But even if you didn't, I would love to have 2 or 3 more debates. I like it. I enjoy it. But they're so rigged and so stacked.
Yeah, so you see now, you heard that, okay? At least up until now, President Trump has been very, very, very pessimistic about doing another debate, right? He's basically saying, I'm not sure if I want to fall into the trap that the mainstream liberal media is setting with doing another debate, because best believe regardless of CNN's apparent fairness in the debate with him and Joe Biden, I do not think that CNN would conduct that debate the same way they did with Joe Biden, because a lot of people are upset about CNN and the way they conduct that debate, because Joe Biden essentially got destroyed in that debate, or he destroyed himself. And CNN took a whole lot of backlash for not fact-checking enough, okay? And we know that the mainstream liberal media, based off the last two debates, they are hell-bent on trying to rig the debates against Trump. So Trump is wisely saying, you know what? I don't think I'm going to sign up for another debate, considering how the mainstream liberal media likes to rig the debates. And honestly, at this point, according to the polls, Trump probably doesn't need another debate, right? The person that actually needs another debate is Kamala Harris. Now, that hasn't stopped Fox News from coming out and proposing for Kamala and Trump to do another debate. And Trump has essentially come out and also rejected the Fox News offer as well, too. And this is what he said on social media. And I want to talk about it and then get into Kamala's response, because, of course, she's throwing a fit over the fact that Trump is not going to be doing any more debate. So let's read this. I won the last two debates, one with Crooked Joe, the other with Lon Kamala. I accepted the Fox News invitation to debate Kamala on September 4th, but she turned it down. J.D. Vance easily won his debate with Tampon Tim Walz, who called himself a knucklehead. I am also leading in the polls, with the lead getting bigger by the day and leading in all swing states. The first thing a prize fighter does when he loses a fight is say that he demands a rematch. It is very late in the process. Voting has already begun. There will be no rematch. Besides, Kamala stated clearly yesterday that she would not do anything different than Joe Biden, so there is nothing to debate. Hey, I think he is factually correct about that, right? I mean, Trump destroyed Biden in the debate, okay, and Kamala Harris says that she's Joe Biden. So, again, there is really nothing to debate at this point. He is correct about that. Thank you for your attention to this matter, Donald J. Trump. Now, of course, Kamala Harris is throwing a fit about this, right? She's in a full-blown meltdown over Trump saying that, hey, I don't want to do another debate. I'm not going to do another debate. And now she's accusing Trump of doing what she has been doing, which is, quote, concluding himself in safe spaces of conservative media, right? So they're accusing Trump, the guy who has essentially done interviews on almost every outlet that you can imagine, since he declared that he was running for president, which was almost 2 years ago now. She's now accusing Trump of hiding from the media when that is what she has been doing the whole time, right? So let's read this. Kamala Harris's campaign slammed former President Donald Trump over his refusal to join the vice president for another debate before the November election. Recently, Trump refused to accept CNN's invitation by the Thursday deadline for a debate between himself and Harris later this month. Moreover, Trump declined another invitation from Fox News hours after the network made the announcement. According to CNN's Brian Stelter, if Trump refused the CNN invitation but accepted from Fox, the campaign would have likely said yes to that invitation. Yeah, so basically what they're saying is that if Trump refused CNN's debate offer but said yes to Fox News, then Kamala Harris would have did the Fox News debate. Now, do I believe this? I'm not sure, right? But if this is true, this is just another sign of desperation from Kamala Harris, because remember, Kamala had the opportunity to do a Fox News debate, but she declined, right? She didn't want to do a Fox News debate on September 4th when Trump tried to renegotiate the debate terms that he agreed to with Joe Biden. But since Joe Biden was out of the race, Kamala Harris, now being the nominee, Trump says, okay, well, let's renegotiate terms. Kamala Harris said, no, I'm not going to do that. You have to stick to the same debate terms as Joe Biden and do the debate on ABC News. Now, we all know why Kamala wanted the debate on ABC News so much, because she knew that ABC News would rig it in her favor. However, despite the rigging, that debate performance for Kamala Harris didn't do anything to move the needle, right? Right now, it seems as if Trump is the favorite to win the 2024 election, and that is the last thing that Kamala Harris wanted after that debate, right? And because she knows that she did not get the performance, the moment that she was looking for in the first debate, immediately after the first debate, she decided to beg for a second debate. But she had the opportunity to not only do the Fox News debate before the ABC debate, but she had another opportunity to accept a debate in the future right before the election. But she decided not to do that until she could see how she performed in the ABC debate, right? So essentially, Kamala wanted to have her cake and eat it too. And Trump is saying, no, you're not going to do that because I already gave you the opportunity to accept 3 debates against me, but you chose not to do it. So now this is kind of backfiring on her, right? All of that declining to renegotiate the debate terms before the ABC debate, that has backfired on her because, again, she had the opportunity to have multiple debates if she wanted to have multiple debates. But again, she didn't want to have multiple debates until she could see how she performed in the first debate. And you just can't do that, right? That's not how things work, okay? You can't say, well, let me refuse to debate you or to agree to multiple debates until I can see how I perform in the first debate, right? Once I see how I perform in the first debate, then I will negotiate another debate with you. And that, again, that's just not something that Trump is going for, and I don't blame him for that. However, the GOP nominee has remained firm in his vow not to debate Harris again before November following their September debate on ABC News. Quote, Donald Trump's refusal to join Vice President Harris on the debate stage again is a disservice to the American people, said campaign chair Jen O'Malley Dillon in a statement. Quote, they deserve to see the candidates side by side one more time before casting their ballots for one last look at their vastly different visions for America. No, this is not what the Kamala campaign believed before the ABC debate, right? So now all of a sudden after the ABC debate, they're saying, oh no, the American people deserve to see both candidates on stage multiple times. But again, before the ABC debate, apparently this argument was invalid, right? They didn't believe that before the ABC debate. Again, amazing how that works. The Harris campaign chair then slammed Trump for backing out of the traditional pre-election 60 Minutes interview to instead cocoon himself in safe spaces within conservative media, which, again, is exactly what Kamala Harris is doing in the liberal media. Again, this is just hilarious to me. These people always accuse their political opponents of doing exactly what they're doing, right? If you want to know what Democrats are doing, if you want to know the truth about the Democrats, just listen to what they say about Republicans. Everything they say about Republicans is exactly what they're doing, right? That's always how it is. Quote, Trump may want to hide from the voters, but Vice President Harris welcomes the opportunity to share her vision for a new way forward for the country. Again, it's hilarious that she calls her vision a new way forward when she literally says that she would not have done anything different than Joe Biden, right? That her and Joe Biden are essentially the same. Again, it makes no sense. She is happy to accept CNN's invitation for a live televised town hall on October 23rd in Pennsylvania, Dillon added. Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that, okay? I think that this is a no-risk move from Trump, right? What do I mean by that? What I mean is that Trump's not going to lose any voters. He's not going to lose any support because he doesn't want to do a debate with Kamala Harris. However, for Kamala Harris, this is terrible because she doesn't get the opportunity to get another shot at Trump in order to get her moment that she is looking for, right? So Trump is essentially denying Kamala Harris the chance to save her campaign. At this point, she has a sinking campaign. Her campaign is a sinking ship, and she's trying to save it by having another debate. We all know that if Kamala Harris felt comfortable, if she felt like, hey, I'm winning, right, and that I can beat Trump without having to do another debate, she wouldn't do another debate, right? I mean, this right here tells you everything you need to know about who currently has the momentum, right? Who's currently in the lead, okay? If Kamala Harris felt like she was in the lead, then she wouldn't want to do another debate, right? She would say, oh, no, I'm not going to do it. Again, this is why she refused to accept any additional debate offers until after the ABC debate, right? Because she wanted to evaluate where the campaign would be after the ABC debate, how her performance would be, and then make a decision from there. But again, that has backfired because she had no clue that she would have such a mediocre performance and that the performance in and of itself would not move the needle for her, which it hasn't. I mean, objectively speaking, at this point, that debate did nothing for Kamala Harris, right? And if anything, the last taste that the voters have in their mouth in regards to the Trump campaign versus the Kamala Harris campaign is Tim Walz versus J.D. Vance. And we all know that J.D. Vance destroyed Tim Walz, right? So that's the last thing the voters have. And I think the Trump campaign is comfortable with that, right? The Trump campaign is comfortable with the last look at both tickets, okay, on the national stage being what we saw with J.D. Vance versus Tim Walz. I don't think that any Republican could make a better case than what J.D. Vance made against Kamala Harris and the Democrats during that debate. So at this point, there really is no reason for the Trump campaign to have another debate, right? There is no reason whatsoever. The only thing they would be doing by giving Kamala Harris another debate is just opening up the door for her to revive her failing campaign. That's the only thing they would be doing at this point, especially if they choose to do it on CNN, because there's no doubt in my mind that CNN would not be as fair to Trump as they were during the Biden debate, right? They would definitely try to rig it against Trump in ways that we saw ABC and CBS tried to rig the debates, right? So why even take that risk? There's no reason to do that at this point because Trump is basically winning, okay? And I guess you could say that, well, he could do the Fox News debate, but even the Fox News debate is still a risk, okay? Because who knows? Kamala could turn in a great performance. I don't know. Trump could turn in a bad performance. There's no reason to take the risk if there's not very much to gain out of it, right? I guess you could say that Trump could go in and have a great debate performance and knock Kamala Harris out. But at this point, it's not even like, it's like, why even take the risk, right? Why even do it at all at this point, considering how essentially you've went through hell and back in regards to the first two debates and trying to get favorable terms and whatnot. And you already proposed a debate on Fox News. Kamala Harris denied it. At this point, you might as well just suffocate the rest of her campaign, right? And just say no, right? We're just going to completely deny you an opportunity to revive your failing campaign that is damn near on life support. We're just going to deny you any chance whatsoever of trying to regain momentum, right? So I think that this is a good move by Trump. I don't think that the American people need another debate. I think people know what they're getting with Trump, right? We had 4 years of him in office. We've had 4 years of Biden in office. Kamala has already said that she is Joe Biden. She would not have done anything different than Joe Biden. Joe Biden and her have confirmed that she had major input on the decisions that were made by the administration. There's nothing else left to debate. At this point, it's just time to vote and to get the election over with. And I think that's where everybody's at this point. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.